Hamill's memoir, A Drinking Life, is a deeply personal account of his journey from a working-class childhood in Brooklyn to becoming one of America's most respected journalists. While grappling with alcoholism, the book traces Hamill's early life, his relationship with alcohol, and his eventual decision to quit drinking in 1972. Born in 1935 to Irish immigrant parents, Hamill grew up in a tight-knit but impoverished Brooklyn neighborhood. His father, Billy, a laborer who lost a leg in a soccer accident, was often absent and turned to alcohol to cope with his struggles. Hamill's relationship with his father was strained, and he grew to resent him, while finding solace in his mother's love and affection. Hamill's childhood was shaped by the working-class culture of Brooklyn. He played stickball in the streets, traded comic books with friends, and delivered newspapers to help his family. Despite the close-knit community, opportunities were limited, and many of the neighborhood's men followed a predictable path: menial jobs, drinking, and growing old in anger. Hamill, too, began drinking in secret as a teenager. Even as he vowed never to become like his father, alcohol became a central part of his identity, tied to masculinity, friendship, and escape. He writes, "Drinking was part of being a man. Drinking gave me strength, confidence, ease, laughter. It made me believe that dreams really could come true." Despite his early struggles, Hamill was curious and intelligent, earning a scholarship to an elite high school in Manhattan. However, he felt guilty about leaving his community behind, and his drinking intensified. At 16, he dropped out of school to work at the Brooklyn Navy Yard, fully embracing the drinking life. Yet, he continued to dream of a larger world. He enrolled in art school in Manhattan, where he began living a double life, dating a life model in the city, while maintaining ties to his Brooklyn roots. This duality reflected his inner conflict, torn between his working-class origins and his aspirations for something more. Hamill's life took a turn during his service in the Korean War, where he discovered a love for literature, particularly the works of Hemingway and Fitzgerald. Inspired, he began writing and at 25, wrote a letter to the editor of the New York Post, arguing that journalism wasn't limited to those with formal education. The letter landed him a job, launching his career as a journalist. Over the years, Hamill became a prominent newspaperman, reporting from Spain, Ireland, and Mexico, and writing columns about New York City life that would make him famous. However, his drinking continued to escalate. Alcohol became intertwined with his work and social life. He drank with fellow journalists, found stories in bars, and drank recreationally to cope with stress. His personal life began to unravel. A public affair with actress Shirley MacLaine ended his marriage, and he realized his children feared him, just as he had feared his father. His health deteriorated, and he often woke up unable to remember the previous night. His hands shook, and he struggled with simple tasks. On New Year's Eve in 1972, Hamill had a moment of clarity. He finished his drink, knowing it would be his last. Quitting alcohol was not easy. At first, he focused on refusing just one drink at a time. He faced the challenge of being around friends and family who drank, including his father. Over time, he began to understand the reasons behind his drinking, including the guilt he felt for rising above his social origins. As he resisted temptation, He found it easy to abstain, sitting in bars with friends. He no longer felt the need to perform or drink. He listened to stories, laughed at jokes, but remained sober. Hamill concludes his memoir with a reflection on his journey and a visit to his old Brooklyn neighborhood. In the mid-1970s, the trip serves as a reminder of where he came from and how far he had come. A Drinking Life is not just a story of addiction and recovery, but also a meditation on identity, ambition, and the struggle to break free from the cycles of the past. Through his honest and evocative writing, Hamill offers a powerful exploration of the forces that shape our lives and the courage it takes to change them.